So how do I get a list of tax lien properties? What a great question. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Where they are, when they come out, why they come out, when they come out, everything there. I mean, you're going to know how to get the list. You're going to know how to find these liens out there that everybody's talking about and all that good stuff. So stick around for that. Matter of fact, I'll do this. Stick around to the very end. I got a little bonus for you, a little gift to you. But you got to stick around to the very end. You get a thumbs up. You got a comment. Well, you don't have to comment, but if you do, or send it to somebody, say, hey, you got to watch this video. This guy is super good, or he sucks. It doesn't really matter to me. I just send it out there. And all those things help the channel, and it helps out. So how do I get a list of tax lien properties? Okay, let's just start backwards. You know, not every state has tax lien certificates. So that's the first thing you need to do. Okay, you need to find the counties that have tax lien certificates. About half of the states have that. So if you're thinking about this, like logistically, there's about, and this is a not exact number, but about 2,500 jurisdictions offer tax liens, and about 2,500 jurisdictions offer tax deeds. Maybe a little lopsided. But what happens, like for instance, New Jersey, there's 628, I think, tax lien jurisdictions just in the state of New Jersey because they do it by township. Okay, I think Florida's got 67 counties. They offer tax lien certificates. So there's all these different jurisdictions. So what you have to do is you have to find how many? 6 states that offer tax lien certificates. Then what you want to do is you want to start getting lists from all those. Okay, and the best way to do that is get a list of 3 counties. So 6 states, 3 counties, 18 counties total, and start sending out information. You want to get onto their website and find out when their sales are and everything else like that. Now let me just stop right there because I'm kind of jumping ahead. I'm so excited about this. What is a tax lien certificate? Okay, I want you to be really clear on what it is. You're not buying a house. Okay, you're not buying a house. Matter of fact, the county will do 90%. The property owner probably doesn't even know this is going on. The county will do about 90% of the work for you. So what happens is when a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, the county is going to hold a sale. And at that sale, this is where you and I can come in. They're going to put out these lists approximately 30 days prior to the sale. That's usually when it comes out. Usually minimum 30 days. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. It depends on the efficiency of the county. So if you're picking 6 states and you're picking 3 counties, what states should you pick? Well, I don't know. What would be a good reason to pick a state to buy liens on? Yeah, that's right. I heard somebody say interest rate. Yeah, maybe they have a higher interest rate. That's very good. Write that down, interest rate. What else? Maybe you've been there before. Maybe you have family there. Maybe proximity. It's closer to you. You'd like to go there. I mean, there can be a number of different things. I bought a bunch of liens and deeds in Florida way back in the day. And the only reason I was looking at Florida because I was like, okay, where do I go? And when I was a stockbroker, they asked me if I wanted to go into an office they were opening up in, I think it was Clearwater, Florida, just because they wanted bodies down there. They wanted to, have this, when as they were recruiting people, I'm like, yeah, Florida, white sand beaches. Why would I not want to go to Florida on that? So when I started looking at liens, I go, what county was that? And I started going there. That doesn't mean this isn't some Life of Brian scene where they're going, take off your sandal. It's a sign. We should go to Florida. I'm just saying it can be random like that. I've gone on vacations on places I'm going, I really like this place. How can I buy some liens here? It can be that. Or I went to school there. So there's a bunch of different reasons why you would want to buy a lien in a particular area. So you want to buy a lien in this area. You got 6 states, 3 counties, 18 total. Now I want to start marking my calendar up. When are these sales coming up? They're not going to be all at the same time. Okay, it's kind of a year-round business. So if I've got 18 counties in there, you should have enough for at least a little over 1 sale per month. Unless where you live, you have more than 12 months in a year, then, I don't know what planet you're on. So maybe you're part of the Blue Light Project from the Pentagon, who knows? Okay, so you've got a little more than just about every other month you have a couple. Sometimes you'll have 3. It's a really nice way to set up your calendar. You're like, oh, wow, I got a bunch of liens going on. So now I've got all these liens going in there. or excuse me, I've got my calendar set up for the sales. So then I mark back, boom, 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 and I go 30 days prior to those sales. I set myself an alarm on my phone and I say, hey, okay, 30 days prior to this, start getting the list. So where do I get these lists, okay? You have to have a secret handshake. No, you don't. Okay, get on to the county's website and say, find out when the sale is, and there should be an area within the county that's processing the tax sale. They have to post these somewhere. It has to be in a public format. Public format could be in the hallway of the county building. Yes, I've seen that. So I want to give you a little clue. The more difficult a county makes it to do anything there, the more I start going, yeah, because they're making it difficult for everybody. Okay? People are lazy. I remember I had somebody say that. They're like, people are lazy. I go, yeah, they are. Guess what? They want things simple. So the more difficult the county is making it for you, they're making it for everybody else. So if you're just willing to go around that corner and look a little. So if they say, hey, the only way that you can get the list is come down here, have somebody drive by and get that list. But it could be published online. They could pay, you could have to pay for the data to come to you in an Excel format. Whatever the case is, find those lists. But finding the list is like saying, I know where a Ferrari is and where the lot is. Not only do you have to know where it is, but you have to know the value, you have to know all that stuff. So if I go to a typical small list, let's say it's got 12 or 15,000 liens on that. What am I going to research 12 to 15,000? Not on your life. You don't have enough time. Multiply that by the 18 counties and somebody give me the math in the comments. You'll see what that's all about. Not going to happen. Okay, not going to happen. So what you want to do is you want to look at that and say, okay, of these 12,000, what area of the county do I want to be investing in? Do I want to be in the good area or the bad area? Because every county in the United States has a Beverly Hills, and every county has a Compton's or a South Chicago. Those are just off the top of my head. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to find out the average price of homes in that area. So let's say, for instance, the average price of home is, say, $300,000. I know I want to find liens on properties within that 250 or above, let's say. It doesn't mean the ones down below I don't want, but you're starting to get in some sketchy areas of, like, I don't know if it's where I want to own a property, so be safe from there. You can also look at school districts. It's a great way to do it. I love all those. So now I've done that. Now I've maybe cut the lien in half, or list in half. Now I want to say, okay, I only want single family residential properties. I've cut it in half again. So all of these processes, you're cutting these in half and making it happen. Now that I've got those down there, I start doing my research. I want to find out when the sale is and what I have to do to participate in the sale. I could have to register 2 weeks before the sale. That could be me registering, my LLC registering. If I'm registering my LLC, do I have a proxy bidder? Am I allowed to be the proxy bidder? Do I have a POA, power of attorney, to make that happen? Again, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but this is your money. You don't want to just go out there willy-nilly and say, I just want to buy a lien, get a feel for it. Send me money. I won't pay you back and you'll get a feel for it. Because you're going to buy a lien willy-nilly. You could buy a lien on a property that's 2 feet wide and 100 yards long. You could buy one that's burnt down. You could buy one just in the wrong area. Don't just go buying liens to get your feet wet. Probably one of the number one mistakes I see people make all the time. Or they go out there and buy a lien. They go to the county and say, I want to pay the taxes on this property. No, you don't. You want to buy the lien on the property. Verbiage. All of that stuff matters, okay? You want to make sure you know the property that you're buying a lien on has an underlying value that's going to far supersede the lien, because that's your security. If that person doesn't pay off that property taxes within that prescribed amount of time of 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year, you get the property. That's the bonus. I want to make sure it's a bonus that I want. Look, lot going on, okay? This is my gift for you for making this long. I've got a gift. I've got a brand new course I just put together for you, okay? All you have to do is click the link down below. It's higginsmethod.com. higginsmethod.com. You hit that, my gift to you, boom. And show you and your family how to become financially independent doing tax liens and tax deed. We'll see you out there.